What's up, my people? So, something is happening in Nigeria, currently happening in Nigeria, that no one is talking about, and I wonder why. Even the state government, I refuse to say anything about it. The federal government, let's talk about the state government because they are the closest to us. I stay in Lagos, and this thing is rampant in Lagos. Why is social media not talking about this? You wonder, why is the state government not addressing this or trying to fight this? Maybe because they just don't want to put fear in the minds of people. They just intentionally ignored it, or the people in position are not just capable. Now, organ harvesting is becoming rampant, and they use this small boss, most of them, this Kobe boss, on the streets, real life, not social media. You hear these things happening. You know, you hear about some neighbors getting kidnapped and returning after like a week, and you wonder what's going on. Before the story of Toby Woods, whose story is one of the most popular right now among many. This one of many that made it to social media, and that is because Toby Wood's elder brother knows people, or was able to use social media to his advantage, reach out to big people like big pastor, this pastor at Avesta's church, to tell him about the situation, and they swung into action. They used their connection and everything. But did that really do anything? No, until this kidnapper released Toby Wood. So what's the story of this Toby Wood?
Good afternoon, everyone. Toby is fine. Toby, say hello to the camera. He's fine. He's healthy and happy. Thank God.
Before we talk about this story, the elder brother, right? I reached out to family and friends concerning this Toby who left home, because the Toby is a 24-year-old guy who stays with his brother. He's a furniture guy. He's got customers online and offline, right? So the elder brother, I reached out to everybody, even police stations in Mushin. And the reason why he reached out to police stations in Mushin is because the younger brother told him that he's going to Mushin to get materials, right? So came to Mushin, get materials. On his way back, he got to Oshodi, and I was like, okay, let me go to Computer Village to get something. And that was when he got kidnapped. He said the next thing is he started feeling weak, that he thought he was hungry. But no, he wasn't. Whatever they did to him, he lost consciousness and he was taken away outside of Lagos. And these reports, they are usually similar. The same boss, the same location, similar location, neighboring states, Ogun State this time, right? So after Toby Woods was taken there, there's something he said after the incident. He said that he had few cuts on his body. He spent like a week, and he even lost track of time, because how is he going to know? He's mostly unconscious while he was there. Although he explained his ordeal, but let us read exactly what the elder brother said before they found Toby. He came home himself. So the brother said, I left him in the house. I was heading to work, so I left him at home. In our conversation in the morning, he said he was going to Mushin to buy materials for work because he's a furniture maker. When I came back home, I did not meet him, so we have been looking for him ever since. I have contacted all his friends as well. I have reported to the police station at Ifako. They said they were going to send out a radio and signal search to all the police stations in Lagos. They have started responding to us, as we just got a police report now to get other information we need. Balumi, the elder brother, said that they have also visited hospitals, not just police stations. Said, I did not get positive response from the locations I visited at Mushin, as they were just referring us to other places. We did not see him there. Now, I'm going to explain what forced organ harvesting is, but let us read Toby's story. So here's his story. He said on Wednesday afternoon, I left my house to get materials for work at Mushin. When I got to Oshodi, I decided to go to Ikeja first to fix my phone's charging port issue, which I have been procrastinating to repair for a while. I entered a bus, at Oshodi going to Ikeja. People were also in the bus, but a few minutes later, I noticed I was weak. I thought I was hungry because I haven't had anything to eat all day. That was the end. Next thing, I woke up tired and covered with a cloth covering my face. I heard people's voices around, and I don't know how many people were there with me because my face was covered. We were taken one by one to another room where they had access to our phones, and we were taken back to the initial room. I noticed people were taken one by one again out of the room, but nobody was brought back in this time. I was really scared at this point because I thought this was the end. They took me too, and I felt the same weakness I felt in the bus. Next thing, I woke up in the middle of nowhere with blood on my clothes and a few cuts on my body. Few cuts on my body. And people are beginning to ask the questions. Okay, what happened to Toby? What really happened to Toby? Okay, he shared a story, but they need to take this guy to the hospital and do a proper checkup. What happened to him? Let's continue. He said, God led me out to a house and I met an old woman. I hardly understood her, but she saw my condition and she gave me water to drink and slippers to wear and showed me the way to the road. I didn't have any idea I was gone for this long. He has no idea that he was gone for that long, for almost a week. What was going on with him? He had no idea. You can imagine spending 7 or 5, 6 days in a place with no idea of what happened. Let us continue. I didn't have any idea I was gone for that long because my face was covered throughout the time I was abducted. I also didn't have any idea what time was. I stopped the first person I saw and he helped me and told me I was in Ogun State. He helped me find my way to Lagos and I entered a bus going to Oshodi. A stranger helped me to pay for my transport and gave me some money too because I explained everything to him. I made a call too to a number I could remember, but it didn't go through. I slept throughout the journey, and when I got to Oshodi, I knew I was safe already. I entered the bus to go Ikorodu and dropped at Agric, where I got something to eat out of the money the stranger gave me. I took a bike home, and I was told got home around 12 a.m. He was even told that he got home around 12 a.m. He was still unconscious. You know when you're drunk, but your mind is still trying to like direct you. And most people on the streets that these things have happened to, that they make it to social media, said that it's more like they were hallucinating. Although they understand, they try to know what is going on, but they just couldn't, put everything together because their mind has been messed up. So the question is, what is organ harvesting or forced organ harvesting? Now, forced organ harvesting is the illegal practice of surgically removing a victim's organs against their will and surgically placing it in another, that's the recipient, whose organ has failed and ready to pay. Ready to pay that amount. Now, some examples are victims are kidnapped and have an organ forcefully removed. Another example is victims are tricked into believing they require an operation and whilst under anesthetic have an organ removed without knowledge or consent. Another one is human traffickers are known to offer safe passage in return for an organ. Example 4 is many victims of forced organ harvesting have previously been exploited through human trafficking and other forms of slavery. Other victims are murdered on demand and have their organs removed to fulfill an order. Now, people on social media are talking about two things about this guy. The first one is take him to the hospital, run some tests. Number 2 is oh, we are happy. We thank God that they didn't kill him. But what if they've removed something? I mean, it's vital organs, all of them, they are vital organs of the body. They've removed something. That is the information that we are yet to hear. Now, would Toby Wood's family, would they share the information with us? I mean, it's up to them, right? They have the right to just keep the information to themselves. But it will help if they decide to use this, attention to fight this. And I hope that is not just what I'm thinking. Now, for those of you that didn't know, kidneys remain the most trafficked organ because a patient or donor can survive with only one of them. Now, it is estimated that approximately 7,000 kidneys are harvested and trafficked illegally each year. In 2010, the World Health Organization obtained some, 11,000 illegally harvested organs, most from countries involved in a conflict. Now, the crime of harvesting and trafficking human organs within and outside Nigeria has made it one of Nigeria's serious organized crime. Now, the federal government, they are talking about creation of state police. They said we have to fight this insecurity. Although they are not mentioning or pinpointing those things that are happening, they know about it, right? But they refuse to put it out there, again, not to put fear in the minds of people. But I'm sure the federal government or the state government knows what is happening. They know, but they refuse to tell us. Now they're talking about, oh yes, we really want to create state police. That will be the solution to insecurity.
Now, there is also a discussion around the issue of state police. The federal government and the state governments are mulling the possibility of setting up state police. Of course, this is still going to be further discussed. A lot of work has to be done in that direction, but both the federal government and the state governments are agreeing to the necessity of having state police. Now, this is a significant shift, but like I said, more work needs to be done in that direction. A lot of meetings will have to happen between the federal government and the subnationals to see the modalities of achieving this.
But my own question is this really the solution to insecurity in Nigeria? No, ask yourself. Considering the fact that, there's hunger, serious hunger in Nigeria. Poverty is something else, Food or the basic needs, it's just hard to get. People live on 101 or 100 every day. That's how they survive. What about transportation? What about fuel? Everything has skyrocketed. So you are trying to fight insecurity. How do you fight insecurity? First, better the lives of the people. So if finally, because they said is the solution to insecurity, right? State police. You create state police, and the state of the country is still like this or worse. State police would state police, which I think is a good thing, is a good idea, but would it have any effect? I doubt. In fact, it's become really worse. Even the state police guys that are even going through it will become criminals in uniforms. I mean, we already have criminals in uniforms, but it's going to become worse. Just because the problems that you're supposed to tackle, you refuse to tackle it and jump to the last one. Better the lives of your people. And I think that's it. Guys, if you have a family in Nigeria, reach out to them, call them, ask them, how are you doing? Check on them, and always advise them to be careful and also share information about their whereabouts wherever they are going with you, because this is just the beginning. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until we see you next time. And make sure you like this video. Yeah. Subscribe for more. Until we see you next time. Peace.
It is also very important that we warn Nigerians about the Milocons of this world. We say they are not coming to do anything. These guys just came to have fun and to loot. Yes, when somebody tell you that it is his turn to do what? Nigeria did not ask. Turn to steal, turn to loot, and a man that says he will continue from where Buhari stopped. What were you expecting? He told you, Nigerians were warned. The man said is going to continue from where Buhari stopped. Has he not continued from where Buhari stopped? And Nigeria is heading the Zimbabwe way. Is it not strange that the West African CFA is now stronger than the Naira? And let me tell you, things are going to get worse.
Àwọn ọlọ́ta ti jáde o, wọ́n lè bí pa wá lọ́ta o, wọ́n ti blọ́ọ̀kì gbogbo ọ̀nà o, mo ṣe ń lọ bí iṣẹ́ ni wọ́n ti blọ́ọ̀kì ọ̀nà lọ́ta o.
Blood pressure, low blood pressure. Come by
Wọ́n ti blọ́ọ̀kì ọ̀nà, wọ́n lè bí pa wá ẹwà wọn ọlọ́ta o, ẹwà wọn ọlọ́ta, wọ́n ti blọ́ọ̀kì ọ̀nà lọ́ta o. Wọ́n ṣe ń lọ bí iṣẹ́ ni wọ́n ti blọ́ọ̀kì ọ̀nà lọ́ta o. Ìfẹ́ di wàhálà lọ́ta o. Jọ́kí ayọ̀. Wọ́n ti dọ̀tà rú o. Wọ́n ní kọ́lọ́tà bọ́ta kó wá sọ̀rọ̀ fún wa kọ́lọ́tà bọ́ta o.
Ògógóró kan ní pọ́blẹ́mù Nàìjíríà o. Àkọ́ má gbàṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wa o.